Welcome to where sparks fly, engines roar, and explosions rewrite the laws of chaos. This is the ultimate battlefield of fire, steel, and unstoppable power. Hold your breath, the blast zone begins now. Welcome to Saw Masters.
Fire in the hole!
The explosion appeared to be anticipated, with barricades set up and all residents evacuated safely away from the house. A wildfire disaster is spreading far beyond control. The Palisades fire has scorched over 2,900 acres, with smoke and flames rising from the dry hills of California. The situation has grown even more dangerous as firefighting aircraft have been grounded due to hazardous weather conditions and poor visibility. With no aerial support, the fire spreads rapidly and uncontrollably, engulfing homes and threatening protected natural areas. A massive fire rages, fierce orange flames devour an industrial area. Suddenly, a powerful explosion erupts, launching debris skyward and shaking the air. The fire intensifies, casting a fiery glow through thick, choking smoke. The person filming stumbles back in shock. House explosion, a terrifying blast. A massive explosion tore through the home in an instant, shaking the neighborhood with a thunderous roar. The shockwave was immense, sending debris flying in all directions. Dozens of police cars and emergency vehicles rushed to the scene, securing the area and searching for victims in the wreckage. Russian Tu-22M3 bomber in flames midair. A Russian strategic bomber suddenly caught fire while flying and began to plunge from the sky over the Stavropol region. It appears this was an explosion caused by a severe accident. The deafening blast sent shockwaves through the neighborhood, triggering a wave of panic as people fled in terror. Thick white smoke billowed upward, forming a towering plume that pierced the sky, evidence that the explosion was anything but minor. Even from a distance, the scene resembled a battlefield erupting in the midst of the city.
No sé, pegó con las otras personas. Mi auto está ahí. Mi auto estaba ahí. Sí, y todo lo de la bodega y mi computador. Y todo lo que trasladamos no se ve.
Not just one, but 2 to 3 explosions occurred back-to-back at the same spot, plunging the area into chaos. Despite the danger, many bystanders remained, prompting police to step in and disperse the crowd for safety. A deafening blast shatters the calm of a quiet neighborhood. A house explodes violently, blowing out windows, walls, and the roof. Debris scatters in all directions as flames and smoke pour from the home. Within moments, first responders rush to the scene, racing against time to rescue anyone trapped inside. It's a scene out of a movie. Sirens wailing, medics in motion, neighbors in shock. A life or death moment, where courage charges straight into the fire.
Oh my God!
A sudden lightning strike triggered a deafening explosion in the blink of an eye, a sound so powerful it seemed to tear the sky apart. When nature unleashes its fury, the spectacle is both awe-inspiring and terrifying, a chilling reminder of forces far beyond human control. The vehicle suddenly caught fire, with flames rapidly engulfing its entire body. Amid the blaze, loud tire explosions echoed sharply, shaking the street. A powerful explosion erupted, sending a fireball into the sky. Screams rang out, echoing the sheer panic. A sudden explosion roared like thunder, breaking through the air in an instant. A violent shockwave surged outward, blasting everything nearby into the air. Flames and thick smoke erupted fiercely, engulfing and blowing apart everything within the blast radius. The deafening blast echoed with a blinding flash of light, painting a scene of chaos and terror. A building in Poznan, Poland, erupted into flames after a massive explosion in the basement. The fire spread rapidly, engulfing the structure in a terrifying blaze. Thick black smoke poured into the sky, covering the neighborhood in a dark, suffocating haze. The scene quickly turned chaotic as numerous fire trucks and police vehicles arrived on site, racing to contain the fire and evacuate residents amid growing panic and confusion. A massive fire has broken out at a storage yard and is spreading at an alarming rate. The fierce flames are devouring everything in their path, swallowing the entire site within moments. Thick black smoke billows into the sky, cloaking the area in a choking haze. Against the darkness of night, the intense red glow of the fire casts a terrifying, haunting scene like a nightmare unfolding in real life. The $24 million superyacht caught fire fiercely just weeks after being delivered to its owner. Flames engulfed the vessel as thick, black smoke billowed heavily into the sky, creating a chaotic and terrifying scene on the water. A stunning yet powerful scene captures nature's fury brewing in the skies over Guatemala. Against a dark, overcast sky, bolts of lightning tear through the clouds, crashing above the mountaintops like the drums of an approaching storm. Brilliant flashes of light briefly illuminate the distant peaks, casting eerie shadows in the night. The wind begins to howl through the trees, carrying with it a chill and the scent of rain. It feels like a warning. A mighty storm is on its way, slow but certain, and nothing will stand in its path. The man tried kicking a smoking washer-dryer, and it suddenly exploded. A reckless and foolish act. A massive explosion occurred right on the street, shaking the entire area and bringing traffic to a complete standstill. Thick black smoke billowed into the sky, engulfing the surrounding area. In response, numerous police vehicles and fire trucks rushed to the scene, quickly sealing off the area and launching rescue and firefighting operations. The atmosphere turned tense and chaotic, leaving nearby residents in a state of shock and fear. Suddenly, a thunderous explosion tore through the air. Flames and thick black smoke soared high under the daylight. As the roar subsided, flickering flames still danced over the rubble, painting a scene of chaos and haunting despair. A boat had just docked when it suddenly erupted into flames, with fire surging violently across its deck. Thick black smoke rose tens of meters into the sky, blanketing the shoreline in a dense, choking haze. The vessel suffered severe damage, its charred frame collapsing piece by piece. On the shore, several people scrambled desperately, trying to put out the fire, but the intense heat and ferocity of the blaze made their efforts nearly impossible. The explosion struck without warning, erupting like thunder as flames shot skyward through thick, choking black smoke. The blast was so powerful that debris was hurled violently in all directions, a clear sign of the devastating force behind the detonation. A massive fire suddenly erupted right in the middle of the street, with fierce, blazing flames rapidly consuming everything in their path with terrifying intensity. Thick, swirling black smoke billowed up, blanketing the sky and creating a chaotic and frightening scene. The people nearby stood frozen in shock, overwhelmed with fear and confusion, none daring to approach the raging fire for fear of harm.
A vehicle suddenly exploded and burst into flames on the road. The fire spread rapidly and became difficult to control, forcing nearby vehicles to back away from the blaze. Fortunately, emergency crews arrived swiftly and managed to bring the fire under control.
A powerful explosion erupted, sending shockwaves through the area and destroying everything nearby. Debris flew in all directions as chaos unfolded in seconds.
Ой, блядь, да скорее же вы, господи! Марина, я это снимала, представляешь?
Massive explosion rocks the area. In Primorsky Krai, Russia, a major fire broke out, quickly followed by a powerful explosion that shook the surroundings. Thick black smoke billowed into the sky as the flames continued to rage. The cause is still unknown, but the intensity of the incident sent residents fleeing in panic.
Да что, блядь, он там накопил, блядь, ёпа мать, блядь. Чокнется, а? Ой, так тетя Полина-то лазит, как бахнет, блядь, там на нее лазит. Пошла, блядь, а? Еще одна, ага.
Миша, Миш,
да поубирайте вы машины, да ёлки-палки.
Убирайте, тетя Галя, отойдите, убирайте.
Убирайте машину, вы чё?
Чья вот эта машина, убрать? Тетя Галь.
Чего они не забирают бабушку-то, а? Она ж там.
Там уже к вашему гаражу.
Massive fire erupts following reported house explosion in Plum. Flames rage in front of the home, with thick black smoke rising high into the air, blanketing the neighborhood. Firefighters rush to the scene, working quickly to extinguish the blaze, while police secure the area to keep nearby residents safe. Something suddenly exploded with immense force, shattering everything around it in an instant. The deafening blast tore through the air, sending debris flying in all directions, and a massive bolt of lightning struck the Maca clock tower, creating a breathtaking and terrifying spectacle. Blinding streaks tore through the night sky like fiery blades, followed by thunder that rumbled and echoed for seconds. as if the heavens themselves were roaring. The city held its breath, gripped by the sheer force of nature's fury. Shouting, shattered glass, flames rising, chaos and rage filled the scene. Fire erupts right on the tarmac. A ground service vehicle at Montreal's Pierre Elliott Trudeau International Airport suddenly burst into flames, with fire engulfing the entire vehicle. Thick black smoke rose into the sky, alarming airport staff and nearby passengers. Emergency crews responded quickly. It's hard to believe to see flames burning right inside the trunk of a tree, as if the fire is defying the very laws of nature. The power lines right in front of the house caught fire fiercely, with wires sparking and crackling explosively, creating an extremely dangerous and tense scene. The flames spread rapidly, threatening the safety. House engulfed in towering flames. A massive fire rages, with intense red flames consuming the entire home, heat radiating in every direction. Through the thick smoke and blazing inferno, a firefighter emerges, bravely battling the flames in the face of choking heat and overwhelming danger. A massive explosion erupted from a gas pipeline at a fuel station, shaking the entire area. Towering flames shot into the sky, accompanied by thick, black smoke spiraling upward with the blaze. The searing heat radiated in all directions as the ferocious fire surged higher and higher, reaching heights of several dozen meters. Eyewitnesses described the scene as a hellish inferno unfolding in real life. Fire breaks out beneath the giant aircraft. At the EAA Air Show, the landing gear of a Lockheed C-5 Galaxy suddenly caught fire. Flames rose quickly from beneath the massive plane, shocking onlookers. A specialized fire vehicle rushed in, extinguishing the blaze within seconds and preventing further danger. A massive fire erupted violently, triggering a terrifying fireworks explosion. Flames devoured the entire house, while fireworks inside the blaze exploded one after another, sending out deafening cracks and bursts of light amidst the inferno. The panicked screams of a woman pierced through the chaos, intensifying the fear and tension of the already harrowing scene. A large fire broke out beside the road, right at the forest edge. Bright flames spread quickly through dry grass and trees, with thick black smoke billowing high. Strong winds fanned the fierce flames, creating a chaotic and dangerous scene that frightened. Though filmed from a distance, the fire reveals a severity that cannot be ignored. Thick white-gray smoke billows relentlessly into the sky, forming a dense, smothering curtain that blankets the area above. Strong winds carry the smoke outward, reducing visibility and choking the air. Flickers of red flames are still visible through the haze, glowing ominously.
We are here at the Auto Center.
A raging inferno erupts in Ventura. In a flash,
California,
the flames spread like a storm, devouring everything in their path. Thick black smoke rises, choking the sky, plunging the neighborhood into chaos. Fire crews rush in urgently, battling the blaze to prevent it from reaching nearby buildings. A breathless fight between man and fire, where every second counts.
Under control, but it is windy out here. As you can see, this brush is very dry. It is very windy.
The Toyota Prado caught fire after the accident, severely damaged and billowing thick smoke. Panic and screams filled the air as bystanders looked on in fear.
Land Cruiser Prado.
According to reports, a massive fire and explosion erupted at an oil factory in Chennai. The blaze raged uncontrollably, sending thick black smoke billowing into the sky and blanketing the entire area. The scale of the fire was so overwhelming that extinguishing it quickly. Absolutely jaw-dropping. This is large-scale industrial rock blasting in action. Precisely timed explosions detonate in sequence, shattering massive rock formations like the Earth itself is cracking open. Thunderous blasts echo as debris flies through the air, and dense clouds of dust engulf the entire area. It's controlled chaos, a raw, explosive force reshaping the landscape before your eyes. Massive fire breaks out in the heart of the city. A home at 1054W, Hollywood Avenue erupted in towering flames, lighting up the street with intense heat. Multiple fire trucks and police units rushed to the scene. Residents fled in panic as firefighters raced to contain the blaze. This is the devastating aftermath of successive explosions, with flames rapidly spreading and consuming everything in their path. Thick black smoke blankets the area, creating a scene of utter destruction. The wailing sirens echo ceaselessly, signaling chaos and total devastation at the site. A dangerous moment just meters from a passenger jet. At Heathrow Airport, a ground service vehicle suddenly catches fire near a British Airways A320. Flames engulf the vehicle's cabin, sending up a thick column of black smoke right in the middle of the tarmac, forcing all operations nearby to halt immediately. A terrifying explosion lit up the sky like a giant fireball erupting out of nowhere, blasting everything in its path. The shockwave shook the ground, sending people fleeing in all directions. Screams echoed through the chaos as panic gripped the scene. It happened in mere seconds, but the horror it left behind will be remembered for a long time.